Okay.
The basic stance begins like this, spinning the staff. Basic kata.
Yeah, so some of the basic strides might be a little loud. So the first one is gently. So sweep is actually to the ankle. So you notice different from a lot of other styles that use a bow staff. These tend to stay at the end. That gives us more distance. Also, we use the power from the strike comes from the twisting motion through our body. So if you notice, most people who fight, they tend to go like this, the very most. If I want to strike him, I have to be this close. But if I slide out, I use the end of the stick, I get that much more distance. So the other basics, some of the other basics, some of the warm-ups is a double strike. And so this is usually the same. It's wrist to ankle to temple. And then the last, just sort of doing the warm-ups with the bow. The other basic strike from our central position, you slide back. Once again, you're at the end, and then you strike. That. The same thing, you notice, we get our strike in the twisting motion. But when it really gets fun, my personal favorite weapon, called a Ketsuko shogi. Although this is a piece of wood and a piece of styrofoam at the end of the ring, this is actually a dagger, and this is actually a heavy-weighted metal ring. If you don't want to use that, you don't want to hurt anybody. But this is they use this quite a bit. This can be a grappling hook. I can throw it up and climb up this, but mainly we like to use this as a weapon, and it's a spinning weapon. So we do a lot of practicing. And forgive me, this is a pretty dynamic weapon, so this is one of the things that we do is practice with this. As you can tell me, my brother, we've done this before. But this, when we work on it, you got to remember this could be anything, any kind of line, extension cord, a cord with your keys on the end of it. It's still the same technique.
Telephone.
Yeah, anything with a weighted end. But we actually play around. We take our belts and put a knot at the end of it and play around with that. But anything. But mainly, it gets you used to the spinning motion. What else is funny is normally we're used to fighting in a room that has a very short ceiling, which is very limiting to this weapon. This is sort of fun that we normally, with this, you stand here. One of the favorite strikes of this is overhead. He comes up. I've got all the room in the world. He can block it. All it's going to do is come around his and back. That's why we like nice open spaces with this. occasionally you do get hit bad. We try to avoid that. I think we assume that you can get around this to this point. I've been pretty much lost. One more. That's enough. Very good. Can you hear them or?
You all afraid of the dark. I suggest you stay out of my way.
The concept of the crew was to recreate the 1968 version of the Planet of the Apes gorilla. Construction of the costume, masking head or casting for him, and also the vest was handmade from vinyl, which was done by Karen Katach. The only good human is a... Oops, sorry. Princess Greystone, presented by Princess Dawn. The concept of the costume is pink taffeta dress, pink crown, clear shoes. Costume construction are pieces purchased separately which she put together. Portrayed by Lisa Deutsch Harrigan. Concept of the costume, red is actually the good color for ecology and forestry. Costume construction, this is basically a cheap costume. The robe is from Goodwill. My hat is $10 from the costume. We have Jim from Jim and the Holograms, portrayed by Danny Sloan. Concept of costume is the truly outrageous rock star doll with her own cartoon. Thankfully for this, she has very fantastic parts. Coruscant. Concept, Jetty dressed as Jet celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Jets coming to the USA. Construction of costume, Edith's wig, homemade costumes by Kathy Pillsbury and Van Nuys. Sorry, that was Jedi Beetle. Clara Cardas, portrayed by Karen Katich, pronounced cottage, sorry. Concept of costume, wanted a Klingon warrior but more casual look than the all vinyl. So she modified a Renaissance pattern to incorporate a Klingon look to fit. Costume construction, this is removable vinyl on one side and material and suede on the other. All metal attachments from